Hi, my name is Jess, and today I am going to be talking about drug testing on welfare recipients. So, a little background on this is that individuals who receive welfare benefits would be drug tested to ensure that they are not using illegal substances. A reason why we would want to ensure this is because if a welfare recipient is using drugs, they would most likely be using their welfare payments to buy those drugs instead of buying living essentials. Living essentials would include things such as clothes, shampoo and conditioner, food, and water. Some issues with this topic is that mandatory drug tests, on top of being stressful, also support the idea that all welfare recipients are drug abusers when we know that this is not true and just a stigma that has been made up. Some debated pros about this topic is that it reduces the ability for spending on alcohol and other drug use, which would create an opportunity to spend on living essentials. It detects drug use, providing a pathway to treatment. It increases a likelihood of future employment for those able to receive successful treatment. It enforces a stricter use of taxpayer dollars. It decreases unemployment due to substance abuse. And it discourages long-term welfare use. Some debated cons about this topic is that it's vulnerable young people who are impacted. It does not appropriately support those with concurring problems, such as mental health issues. It fails to acknowledge the drug causing the most concern, which would be alcohol. It encourages use of other drugs undetected by testing. This would also cause welfare recipients out of welfare and into the black economy. It makes resourcing required for welfare providers. There's always inaccuracy of testing. There's a lack of information about how treatment facilities will be expanded. And finally, drug testing increases stigma and the likelihood of seeking treatment. The two opposing articles that I chose were an argument against drug testing welfare recipients, which was written in 2018, and the pros and cons of drug testing for welfare recipients, which was written in 2016. So, for the article on the left, an argument against drug testing welfare recipients, this article stated that it was ethically unacceptable and that it burdens the welfare recipient, that it adds unnecessary stress, and finally, it creates stereotypes such as those who are in income households and those who are on welfare are most likely to use or abuse drugs. For the pros and cons of drug testing for welfare recipients, it talked about that regular drug tests would ensure that welfare money is being used for food and important things and not substance abuse issues. This would prevent long-term welfare use, and it would also give individuals who are abusing drugs treatment to help their addiction. The NASW Code of Ethics applies to these articles because both articles are trying to serve people in need. The article against drug testing wants to prevent unnecessary stress, while the article for drug testing wants to treat substance abuse. The article against drug testing prevents disturbing the dignity and respect of welfare recipients because without forcing drug tests, this population won't be subjected to the stigma of being substance abusers, which would be the feeling of being forced to take mandatory drug tests. And finally, both articles support the ideas of integrity because without drug testing, we're trusting that the recipient is not doing any drugs, but with drug testing, we're trusting that the recipient's results should come back clean because they are also not doing any substances and that they're being very transparent with us. And so finally, my discussion question is, what positive and negative